What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode number 74. I'm Fox2. This week we've got the whole damn crew here. We got Pirate,
How's it going, everyone out there on the intranets?
Topher,
I'm still marveling over how good Pirate sounds in his sexy new mic.
you want him
Just
to whisper
getting-
sweet nothings into your ear?
I'm
His
fucking tired of you
velvety
motherfuckers over talking,
tones.
setting this shit up. I'm never getting over talked again.
And the whole effing Brian.
Howdy. I wish you all could hear that we were just singing Pink before we started recording.
I don't know where he got that, but okay.
You
You were in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let's jump in and talk about what we've been reading. I'll start off because I didn't get a chance to read anything this week because I was traveling. So I'm really hoping to catch up on Convergence next week, even though I kind of don't want to because everything I've heard about it still sucks. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of looking forward to trying out Marvel's Secret Wars when that starts. Maybe I'll jump ship for a while and join Topher on the Marvel side of the fence for a little bit, or start reading. The other thing I was thinking about doing was picking up next week during Free Comic Book Day some of the American Vampire graphic novels, like while they're on sale, to get me through this lull of shitty comics that DC is spoon feeding everyone. So I don't know. Pirate, what have you been reading? Anything?
Batman Eternal.
How far into it are you? Like issue 2.
I think like issue 10 or 11, maybe. I started from the beginning. The farthest I got was like issue 6 when I started, as it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went back, and it's so long ago since I've read them. I just started fresh, chalked those 6 losses, those issues to the game, and
What do you
started
think
up
of it
again.
so far?
It's good. There was like 3 or 4 of them in a row that was kind of confusing, and then it's starting to pick back up to where it's kind of okay. It's making sense. I don't think Stephanie Brown's been in it yet. I don't know. It starts off kind of weird, like he's like burning on the crucifix. It looks like he's being like burned at a stake and shit. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a continual run before I get, because I know it was done by multiple different writers. So I know there's gonna be these runs where I'm kind of like questioning it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see though how far. Last thing
I stopped reading that series a long time ago and couldn't get any further because I realized that I didn't have all of them. I was missing like issue 7 and 8 or something like that. So I stopped like right around the same spot. I'm like, oh yeah, as soon as I pick up these back issues, I'll finish the rest of the series because I have like 50 of them except like number 7 and 8.
You missed. I think 7 and 8 is like right around the time frame when they had that one fucking issue that had just like dirtball art in it.
Oh, yeah.
There was
I
one
think so.
issue. Pirate, have you got to that one yet?
I'm looking at. 9 is the farthest I've been to.
So what you're saying is it sucks, so I should be able to find it pretty easily because everybody will have told theirs.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what number it is, but there's one of the issues that I just remember the art was just. I mean, you can remember it too, Brian. I'm sure it's like one where they're in like Brazil or Portugal or somewhere, and the art is just. It doesn't look like it was done by a professional artist. I mean, like you look at Joe Quesada. Joe Quesada has a very distinct style.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a childish looking style, but he does it well. It's very consistent, it's very crisp. You can tell he's a good artist. That's just how he chooses to draw. That's fine. I'm all right with that. But this one book was just like, it looked like they just like assigned it to a high school class or something. Like, here, draw a Batman book. And then they ended up publishing it for whatever reason. I wish I could remember the number.
Number 9's kind of iffy. There's some panels in 9 that I'm kind of like, eh.
I'm gonna see if I can look it up real quick. Did you read anything else this week, or
No, just those, or just Batman Eternal.
what about you, Brian?
I read Convergence, yay! And it was boring.
Really?
There's one part at the end that was good. It's not really giving part of the story away, but some of Batman's villains have followed Earth 2 Batman out of the Gotham where he met up with Bruce Wayne, and at the end, Joker has a gun to that Earth 2 Dick Grayson, and out of nowhere, Telos comes up from behind him and breaks his neck.
Wah, wah, wah.
But out of the rest of it, it's just I can't get into it. I don't know. I don't get what's going on. Well, I get what's going on, but I don't understand what the whole point of it is. None of the New 52 superheroes that littered the main universe is in it. I can't get into it. It's just boring. It's none of these fights and none of these side issues are that interesting for me to pick up and be like, I want to pick up issue 2. I don't know. I might stop it. I'm not entertained by it. Q
Are you
in,
not entertained?
yeah, exactly. Q in the 300.
Issue number 11 is the Batman Eternal that's in question. The artist was Ian Bertram. It's an issue where Batgirl goes to like Brazil, I believe. And she fights some scorpion woman that's like a
Oh yeah.
Brazilian super villain. It's the cover art is actually pretty nice. It looks pretty good, but it was done by someone else, obviously. But you turn to the inside of the book, and it is. Do you have that one, Topher? Is that one or that one of the ones you're missing?
No, I think I've got that one.
Oh, it is atrocious.
It's
I mean,
the
you look
weird-
at like the reviews on Comic Vine, and like 3 out of the 4 reviews are 1 star. Like people are like, this part of the story is like difficult to follow, and I didn't even have fun looking at the pages because the pictures are awful. Like, I mean, it's
Damn.
yeah. I mean, it's some. Considering how good the Batman Eternal was from start to finish as a whole unit, you could literally put together a graphic novel, a trade paperback, and leave that whole fucking issue out. Like, there's maybe 2 pages in there where they're talking about the trial of Jim Gordon starting. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, crack that bitch up. Crack that bitch open and just look at the interior artwork and just give it a quick snapshot judgment, if you will. And I'm sure I bitched about this when it actually came out, but
Oh, I remember you guys talking about this.
it's very off for Batman. You know, I could see that in like maybe like a Vertigo book or like an Image book or a Valiant. Some of the independent publishers. But for a Batman title, it's very, you know, Batman's usually a lot more detailed. It's usually a lot more, it's just crisper. It's more vibrant. It's everything that isn't.
It's just more their number 1 selling book. Like,
right, exactly. It's the place where you throw your best artist because you know you can drive up sales by having good art in this book.
Check out that nipple. Do you see that nipple? That's a crazy nipple.
A huge nipple.
oh, that's a. What's the artist that oh shit, Liefeld? Well, who was the artist that put fucking
Rob
pockets on
Liefeld.
everything? Yeah, Rob. That's
Yeah.
a Rob Liefeld nipple.
You know, I mean, it's definitely different. I'll be honest. Listening to you talk about it and then opening up the issue, it's not as bad as I expected from your description. I mean, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a very different style. It's not. It definitely has a more like indie
Amateur look.
to it. No, I wouldn't even call it amateur. I mean, like it's just a very different style. It's not your typical superhero style artwork. I mean, have you seen the artwork in Silver Surfer?
Yeah, that's
The
kind of
most
weird.
recent Silver Surfer series. It's kind of similar to that, like where they kind of went for this almost. I mean, it fits the tone of that book though, because that book is like this weird, creepy space, sci-fi thing, whereas this is.
I guess that's
Batman.
maybe more of my problem is because they switched so drastically just for that one issue that it was like, what I guess in comparison, like when you're reading all the way up to that point, and then you read that one, and then you read the next one, and the following 30 or 40 or whatever, and that's the only one that's done like that in that style. It's just kind of, it's just like it makes it stick out that much more.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm reading a series and all of a sudden, like they have like a guest artist or a fill-in artist, do an issue, like it can sometimes take me out of the story a little bit. Like even if it's not bad, just because it's so different, it's like it's jarring, like. But I mean, I know they were going to try and use a bunch of different artists on this. At least that was my impression when they started the series. And so it is kind of interesting to see, like, okay, if we didn't have like the guy, that one guy doing, every issue of Batman, like what would it look like under, a bunch of different artists' visions? So it's kind of neat to see the difference. But I mean, yeah, you don't have to like all of them. And this, yeah, I can see where it doesn't quite fit. It has like a very creepy, like buggy kind of look to it. Like,
yeah.
This was like if this story took place on some like weird insect world, like this would be the perfect art style for it. It's it's just very pencil heavy, very a lot of not a whole lot of bright colors.
It would almost be better if they
pastels.
hadn't colored it. If they would have just left it pencils only.
Yeah,
almost
he
would
said
have
it
been
I see what
better.
you're saying.
When Topher said it was buggy, it made me think of like, what is this? A comic book for ants? Anybody get?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, show that. Put that back up. We just caught a glimpse of it. That's a good. It just
There's a
kind of
nice
has
spread
that
there.
strange style to it where it's. I guess it's not poorly done art. I guess maybe my biggest complaint is, like you said, that it just kind of pulls you out of the story because you're scratching your head like, well, why does this one look like this? And you've got 51 other issues that look all pretty close to similar, I don't know. Well, Brian, sorry to interrupt. Did you have anything else you're reading other than
No.
Convergence's turd pile?
That's all I got a chance.
All right, fair enough. Topher, on to you. I know you've got quite a bit to talk about. You think you said you were doing some catching up?
But yeah, I've read a bunch, but it's pretty much all been related to Original Sin. I'm just reading that crossover and a bunch of related issues and tie-ins and whatnot. So yeah, I'm like trying to I'm spending like the next week like trying to speed read my way through 6 months of Marvel comics to try and catch up to for Free Comic Book Day when Secret War Zero comes out.
So as a like pretty diehard Marvel fan, and I would say easily the most knowledgeable about Marvel of this group, how do you feel about Original Sin?
So far, it's not bad.
Have you got past the first issue?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, I've read the first 6. I like the artwork is really good. I like the dialogue. The overall plot. My only problem with it. Okay, I'll list my problems with it. Like, I don't like how I get that it's an 8-issue miniseries and they don't want to give away everything, but like it seems like everything is a question, like who is this? What is this? And like this is probably like the fifth or sixth time that somebody will start to give something away, like, oh, you guys don't even know that, and then they get like interrupted and cut off by somebody, and it's like, it was amusing once or twice. Now it's like getting old. It's like, okay, seriously, stop doing that. Like either say it or don't. Like, because then the character then continues on with the rest of the group, for whatever the hell they're doing in the rest of the book, and they never say like, hey, can you finish that sentence, by the way? So
Now,
like that's mildly irritating. What's that?
are
Parker?
you reading the original Sins tie-ins along with Original Sin?
Yeah, the original Sins tie-ins. I've read 2 or 3 of them. They're okay. The little short stories like would be okay if I knew who the hell some of these characters were. Like they're not exactly even B or C list sometimes. Like the Black Knight one. Like I know who the Black Knight is. I don't really know his what he's been up to lately. So like somebody confronting him and telling him that she knows his secret, that the sword is turning him evil. Like my care level is not that high.
Yeah, I don't think he's been
like,
in anything.
So like it's not that it's a terrible story. Like it was an interesting little several page, but the character isn't high profile enough for me to like know the context there to know how big a deal that is. And the Young Avengers story, that's like I guess the main arc there of Original Sins. Meh. I mean, the art in it, again, like Fox was saying before, the artwork in it isn't. It's very. It's not as stylized as you'd come to expect from like a mainstream comic book publisher. So I don't know. It's kind of, I don't call it amateurish, but it's not the style that I'm used to looking for in a comic book. So like it's. That one hasn't been great. I'm glad I only ended up buying 2 issues of that, and and I don't have the other 3. But the the main title, the story is actually kind of neat. Like they took some much lesser known villains and and kind of put them in the middle of a fairly important story. As far as the universe is
I
concerned.
thought for sure you were going to say impotent.
I mean, maybe I don't know. But no, I mean the concept of the Watcher's been around for forever. I mean,
I like
killing him
that.
off,
I like that character.
That's and the Watcher, like, I mean, like that's a big deal to me. Like, oh my God, the Watcher's dead. Like that's not like like that story had some weight for me. I liked that. What all the different heroes. I liked the fact that like the response to to it was somewhat universal. They've got some people from the Avengers. They have a few X-Men. They had they it wasn't just all of the mainstream Avengers that they were going to pull into this and like call it a crossover. They actually did pull some people from other places. So like the characters they used, I thought were pretty good. I mean, overall so far, I mean, I haven't gotten to the end yet. I've only read 6 of the 8 issues.
I thought.
But I've thought it's pretty good so far. My only other complaint would be like that. They kind of make some revelations about a character as to what they've been up to for a long time, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff that they just reveal. Like, yeah, I've been doing all this stuff this whole time. It's like, okay, I'd rather they were showing some of that, like all this time, rather than just, invent this whole giant second backstory for a long-standing character.
Isn't that the
Nick
one
Fury?
that had the? Isn't that the one that had the Iron Man versus Hulk, or Hulk
Yeah.
versus Iron Man
Which
miniseries?
Yes.
Did you
Stark had
read
to do
that?
something.
The Iron Man. I've read the
Is that
first issue. I read the first issue or 2 of that. And like we
I'm
were
interested
talking
to get
before,
your
like,
take on that.
It's the biggest thing that bothers me about Original Sin is not the story in and of itself. The story I think would be really cool if the movies didn't exist, but I kind of sometimes feel like they're taking the movies, and maybe this is just the the X-Men fan in me like being butthurt about them not having the X-Men properties movie rights, but like it just seems to me that they find something that works in the movies, and whenever they do the movies, they're not like, well, let's use the mainstream continuity, let's use like the Ultimate Universe story version, so it'll be something a little different. But then everybody, like the general population, likes it so much, they're like, hey, if we work concepts from the movies into the mainstream comic books, then maybe we can sell more of them. And like that irritates me. Like anytime they I don't mind the movies being different, I don't mind the comic books being different from the movies, but if you're not going to make the movies like the comic books, why do you then turn around and make the comic books that have been around for 60 years like the movies that just came out? Like I don't get it. So
Brian, I think Brian's dying on camera.
He's gonna die. So you've got and Brian said it. I mean, I guess it's been long enough that whatever. If you haven't read Original Sin, sorry, but Nick Fury's the character I was talking about. Like it turns out that like he, for a long time, he's just been sending like life model decoys out as him, and in secret he's been aging very rapidly as his Infinity formula is not effective anymore and has run out, and so like he's getting old and is about to die, and they're basically killing off Nick Fury, like white Nick Fury, so that they can replace him with his, I don't even know exactly how that relationship works
it's his son.
It's his son, but is he adopted or
no,
weird? I don't know how that works because
is this crossover that happened like during the Marvel's heroic age, like a few years back, called Battle Scars, where they introduced Coulson to the Marvel U and stuff like that. It's his son.
Yeah, I knew it was his son. It just, I mean, he's obviously way more black than white Nick Fury, so I don't like genetically.
They had to make him look like Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that part I get. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how I thought he was his son, but I don't know if he's adopted or if that's straight genetic because I'm not quite sure how a dude that white has a son that black.
Aunt Jemima.
Yeah. So anyway,
gave her the Nick Fury.
I mean, but that's my point. Like they're clearly
Fury.
They're clearly killing him off. They're clearly killing off white Nick Fury, to make room for, so that the Nick Fury of the Marvel Universe can now be the one that looks like the one from the movies. And I love Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and I don't the character Nick Fury Jr. Like he's not a bad character either, but like when there was nothing wrong with the character of Nick Fury. He was kind of a badass.
Are you getting ready to say that this is a gimmick?
No, it's not a gimmick. It's a
a sales tactic.
Is this a sales tactic by chance? Maybe they're doing this just to do it to increase sales, not because it benefits the storyline?
I said they were doing it to make it more like the movies, so it was more approachable, so that it would generate more sales. I already said that. Yes.
So you're basically making
it's more palatable to the wallet, is what you're saying.
Making the same point that I make that you give me shit about making.
You make that like you make your gimmick comment. You make your gimmick comment about. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I mean,
he's like, well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up on the losing side of that argument. So I won't draw it out and try and fight that. So yes, I mean it. I will concede this time that yes. I would basically be making a Fox style argument here and saying that it's a gimmick. But the difference is that I don't think this particular storyline is the gimmick. I think that they're using this storyline to usher in an entire era of gimmick. Like any one particular, like I thought this story was great, and in a vacuum, like I really like it so far. It's just I know that they're like I don't think the original Sin comic, like there's nothing in it is gimmicky. Nothing in it is saying like, oh yeah, people are going to want to read this storyline because it's got Black Nick Fury in it. It doesn't, like, but you can. I get the feeling that they're killing him off so that the main Nick Fury can be the one that the movie going audience is going to recognize.
Right.
Like there's nothing gimmicky about the story, but the fact that they're trying to.
Couldn't they have just Couldn't they have just like had Nick Fury go out and buy like some super space tanning bed or something and just get like?
Yeah.
The reverse Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he could
So
have had the reverse Michael Jackson surgery.
That's just ignorant.
That's just ignorant.
That's kind of been the only thing that really bothers me about this story, and I haven't finished it yet. Maybe the ending is going to be like, "What? That sucked." I don't know yet,
yes.
But so far I've I've enjoyed it. But yeah, it does make me a little sad that I kind of feel like one of the only reasons they're doing the story is to get rid of Nick Fury. So.
All right, so I am going to, for the second week in a row, we're going to skip Tabletop Game of the Week. I'm sorry, but we have a good amount of news that we need to cover, and I feel like some of this is going to generate quite a bit of discussion and or argument.
It sucks.
So
That's just ignorant.
So
I forgot to even comment on Iron Man vs. Hulk.
Once you read the rest of it, we'll talk. You got to read it all the way to the last issue.
My feelings so far are kind of the same thing with Nick Fury. It's like the Iron Man has become like the face of the Marvel movies, and they're trying to put him in everything and make him the most central figure in the freaking comics. And that's so far what bugs me about that. Like altering a character's origin story just to stick Tony Stark's fucking smug ass face in it. It rubs me the wrong way.
What's the right way?
Definitely the biggest Hulk fan of the group. I can honestly say that I think you'll feel better about it once you read it all the way to the end.
I've heard it finish as well.
Yeah, it does. It really does. They tie it up pretty nicely.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's talk about it. Let's not bury the lead. The newest picture of Jared Leto as the Joker. Thoughts? Let's start with Brian.
Juggaloker?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to steal something and give him credit for it, but like Pirate said last night when he put the picture onto our group chat, he looks like an ICP juggalo. I don't like it. I don't like all the tattoos. I don't know why he's giving all his villains tattoos, or the DC cinematic universe is giving all their villains tattoos.
And their stars too. He's got a Polynesian suit.
I mean, if you took away the tattoos, I think he would look really good. But I don't understand why they have to change the character so much where they give him like tattoos. He looks like a gangbanger. Like he's been in jail, thug lifing it out.
I disagree because I like the tattoos. I think that's not. I don't think that's distracting to the character at all. I think it's a fresh take. I don't think they look like jailhouse tattoos at all. They
look like comic book covers.
They're far too well done and not like ratty enough to be fucking jailhouse tattoos. Not to mention, I'm gonna guess that he probably won't be shirtless the entire time, so we don't know what his outfit's gonna look like yet. So you're probably not gonna see most of the tattoos most of the time. I would say
except the one on his forehead.
I'm okay with that. I really, honestly, I'm really okay with 99% of everything that I see. The one thing that I'm really not okay with is the fact that he's got motherfucking silver teeth. I don't understand why they gave Joker a grill.
I think, okay, I was talking to somebody last night about this.
Cadillac grills.
And they came up with a good thing. Like, the reason why he could have his crowns, grill, or whatever you want to call those, in his mouth is because what if Batman beat his teeth out? Because apparently he's in, from what the story plot goes, he's in Arkham Asylum.
I mean, that's
because
cool.
he killed his former sidekick.
I mean, that
could give some background to
That's cool, but why does his two front teeth have fucking like what appears to be diamonds in the middle of them?
It looks like they're cruddy to me. I didn't notice they were diamonds. It looks like he's got like silver crud and shit.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to save that
What's his
image and
forehead?
zoom in on it.
It does kind of look like there's something.
Doesn't it look like there's something like set in the middle of those two? Yeah.
Oh man, Paul Wall hooked him up.
That's what I'm saying. Like that looks like a Paul Wall fucking grill from that fucking Nelly song or whatever it was.
Can somebody zoom into his forehead and see what the tattoo
It
says?
says damaged.
Just damaged.
Is it damaged or deranged?
It says damaged.
It says damaged.
It doesn't. Yeah, it definitely says damaged.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It does. I don't have a problem with the tattoos. Honestly, I think it's pretty in this day and age. If you're wanting to make a modern version of the character, I think it's less damaging to the history of the character, to the source material of the character, to put something like some tattoos on him. And I think it's pretty. I mean, I have tattoos. Pirate has tattoos. Plenty of our friends have tattoos. So I feel okay saying this, that it's not a far leap to assume that somebody that's like crazy and psycho and does a lot of fucking dangerous stuff and is a criminal would have a lot of tattoos. A lot of them do. Some of them don't, sure. And plenty of people that are not criminals have tattoos. But I don't think it's a far leap to assume that somebody that lives a life of crime and is criminally insane might have some tattoos. I don't see it personally. I don't see the problem with that. I really don't.
that makes
I
him
wish-
like a stereotype. Like they have to do it to keep him up with the times.
No, I don't think that I don't think it's necessarily a stereotyping thing. I think it's just their take on the character. Like I said, I have no problem with anything I've seen in that picture, other than basically his mouth as a whole. Like he looks like he's wearing red lipstick and he's got silver teeth.
Staring at his mouth.
Like I could do without the red lipstick, and I definitely think that they should, if they don't explain the silver teeth somehow, then I think that that's a huge problem. If they explain it somehow, like what Pirate was suggesting as a possible explanation, it could be okay, but they need to use the storyline to explain it. They need to have it involved somehow. A major change like that, I feel like needs to be, there has to be a reason behind it. Otherwise, it's just takes away from the character. It does. It makes him look like a gangbanger. That's my 2 cents. I don't know. What do you think, Topher? You've been really quiet about this.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I didn't have my first reaction was just that's different. I don't know if I can ascribe a good or bad to the difference. It's just different. I mean, I don't know. I see what you're saying, and yeah, it does seem like it kind of makes him. I don't know. Like, I guess my whole thing is I get a picture of him more as a victim than a villain by this. Like he, seems like a bit of a, I mean, I'm sure, I mean, if you think about it, Joker probably has some mental issues, but I mean, this picture looks like a guy who, had very poor mental health, ended up, doing the wrong shit and ended up in jail over it, and, isn't all together, but like he almost seems like pained crazy, rather than like megalomaniacal crazy. God, that was way harder to say than it should have been. So like when I think of the Joker, I think of like this chaotic mastermind. And I don't know that I got that vibe from him. But I mean, again, I don't know that he's gonna. I don't know what his role in this is gonna be.
Is this the only picture we have of this? Like, is there?
Yeah.
The reason I ask, I want to know for 100% for sure what the tattoo on his upper stomach is, because to me, right now, if I had to guess, I'm fairly sure
I think
that is Thai script for Thai boxing, because I've got about 9 pairs of Muay Thai shorts that look exactly like that across the top of the letters.
When was the last time you fit into those shorts?
A long time ago. A long time ago. But I'm just saying, that would, to me, Brian, that would be fucking weird. That would not fit. Like, all the other characters, or all the other tattoos and shit relate to the character. You got the Joker skull, you've got the laughing, the haha, you've got the giant smile, damage, that all kind of fits the character. But if that is what it looks like to me, that does not.
What does it look like to you?
It looks like the logo that goes on the front of Muay Thai shorts that says Thai boxing in Thai.
Why would it say Thai boxing?
Scripts. That's what I'm saying, but that's what it looks. That's exactly what it looks like.
Now I want Thai food.
I'm just saying. I've seen that word a billion times, and that is exactly how it's drawn. That is exactly how it looks.
It probably says like Joker or something.
Which would be
just using that same font script.
I hope so, but that next to last one doesn't look anything like an E to me. And the third one definitely doesn't look like a K, and the second one definitely doesn't look like an O. I don't know. We'll have to see, but that could be, to me, that could be a huge negative.
I mean, I think I'm sure it says something relevant.
Like poop.
We'll find out. All right, on to the next movie, or news story rather. Okay, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but Marvel is actually being sued right now.
Oh, for the Iron Man cover.
By the creators of a comic called Redix, claiming that Iron Man's there's too many similarities between Iron Man's depictions of his suits in the cinematic universe, and it should be copyright infringements based on their material that's in the comic books.
Money, yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen the if you go check out like Newsarama, they've got an article about it. If you look at, I mean, you look at like the pictures of this this Redix. Like if you just do a quick Google search of Redix, I'm sure it'll show you. It looks pretty identical to like Iron Man 3 suits, some of the Iron Man 3 suits. I mean, down to like the shoulder pieces, the chest plates, the shin pieces, the pose in some frames are exactly the same as the poses that they chose for like the Iron Man 3 cover. Like it's pretty the color schemes are even almost similar. I think they have a case here. I really do. Because if you think about it, Iron Man in the comic books never really looked like he does in the cinematic universe until post movies. I'm interested to see what Topher thinks about this. Are you looking at the pictures now?
I'm trying to find it. Like,
here, I'll send you guys.
Not on their front page anymore.
I'll send you guys a link real quick that you guys can check this out. I'm interested to get your guys' take on this because I really think there's some they got a little bit of a warrant here. I think Jesus Christ, Brian. There is a mute button.
Seriously.
I like it. I think coughing in my ear sounds great.
Oh, well, fair enough. Did you guys get the? Did you
You
guys?
like something else in your ear last night.
Yeah.
I found their article. They only show one picture.
I've seen it
Yeah.
before. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't get why
The movie poster.
Yeah.
they make. I mean, if he looked exactly like him, okay. But if he looks,
I mean, that's pretty
they're
goddamn.
doing like similar pose and
I would
stuff.
say that's 80% similar.
I mean, it's a very similar pose, but I mean, can you copyright a pose? Like, if
Yeah.
I'm sitting
It's
down
not just
right
the
now,
pose,
somebody
it's
else
the-
sat down before me.
It's not just the
I mean, it's
pose.
called-
It's the way that the armor looks. It's the
Can
way that
Marvel-
the suit looks. That's what they're suing over. It's not just
Can-
the pose.
Well, then Marvel could sue them for fucking similarities to Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I
because
mean?
the
It's
Iron
like-
because the Iron Man suit never looked like that until after the movies.
look
The
up.
Iron Man suit pre 2000 was way different.
Look
I mean,
up
it was bright
Ultimate-
red, it was
hold on.
bright yellow, it was blocky as fuck. Like, it didn't look like a segmented mechanical suit. It just looked like pieces of metal that were there. It didn't. It
Yeah.
never looked like a highly articulating, robotic
I don't think-
suit.
I don't think they got a
I think they're
case.
gonna get. I absolutely think they're gonna get a payout.
And
Absolutely.
regardless, they're challenging Marvel with a comic book that none of us have ever heard of. Therefore, they've already won because now we've heard of their comic.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean? It's like
I don't think
it
that's where
matters.
they're gonna win. They're gonna get a payout. This will settle.
I mean,
out of court for millions.
no.
I don't think
Mark
so,
my
honestly.
word. Oh
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I've heard of that comic before. Like, I've seen it before, but I mean, like, it didn't exist before Iron Man, so I'm not sure.
Right.
No, but again, if Iron Man looked one way all the way up to the movies, Radix came out before the movies, and then in the movies, all of a sudden the Marvel cinematic Iron Man suits look pretty fucking similar to this. I think they've got enough of a case that Marvel isn't going to be worried that they're going to end up owning Iron Man or anything, obviously, but I would almost guarantee you that Marvel will pay them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If it does,
Brian, when was
it
this
will
picture
almost,
that you sent?
it will
I don't know. I'm
almost
looking that
never.
up now.
It'll almost definitely not go to court, but they'll settle out of court for sure. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Now look at
I
the
don't think
picture I
Marvel-
just sent you guys of Ultimate Iron Man. Kind of looks like.
And what year is that from?
I'm looking that up now.
That doesn't look anything like it either. That doesn't look
Well,
anything
it's
like
got
the
higher.
The suit
Higher
kind of
lights.
color schemes. No,
no.
Yeah, the suit kind of does. The
I mean,
shoulder pads
I-
are a little bigger, and he's got a helmet on. But if you took
2000
the helmet off,
was the
You could
Ultimate
argue
so-
that.
Universe.
I mean, I don't know.
You could argue that. Also, you could argue like there's nothing in that suit that's like super fucking like never been done before. I mean, it looks like RoboCop. It looks like every robot that's ever been in like a sci-fi movie in the last 20 years. It looks like fucking Ghost in the Shell. You know, like it looks like so many other things. Like it's a robotic suit of armor. Like it's in everything. Like I see nothing unique about what Radix has there that Iron Man would have stolen from that didn't already lay the groundwork for itself in the character of Iron Man in the Ultimate comic suits. The only similarity I see
Here's
there
the,
is the pose, and I don't think you can copyright somebody doing this.
Here's
like,
the claim. It's done by two guys, Ben and Ray Lai. They're brothers, I guess. The duo claimed that their Radix series featured characters who wear highly detailed mechanized suits of body armor that was unique to its comic, and that Marvel's Iron Man didn't feature that until after various Marvel employees saw Radix, which was published in 2001. The Rai brothers said they were then hired by Marvel in 2002 based on their work on Radix. It was not until after the Lie brothers submitted their work in Radix to Marvel that Marvel began depicting Iron Man wearing the suits.
Okay,
Wearing-
so they
wearing
started
the
work, so they were paid by Marvel already to do this.
No,
No. They were paid to create a
that had
suit
already
looked like
been
Radix.
it had already been created and published by
No.
Image Comics a year prior.
Yeah,
But
if they
if they-
can,
Marvel
if they
did not
can
own
prove
the
that
rights
Marvel's-
to it.
if they can prove that they submitted, work, as part of their portfolio, and they saw them and have it on record that Marvel looked at their stuff, and then that was the point at which it changed, then okay, they may have a case. But I mean, Marvel's going to fight it. I don't think they're just going to settle on that. Like, I don't think they're going to get a huge.
Why are they waiting so long now? All of a sudden, why didn't they do this after Iron Man 1, 2, or you know what I mean? Like,
It may have been in the process. Honestly, it's hard to say. Stuff like that takes, to do a lawsuit against a corporation
well,
as
it's
big
public.
as Marvel.
It's public record.
That could
It's public record. You can look it up.
Well, they may have just filed it, but I'm saying they may have been preparing and getting. I mean, one thing is for sure: when you're suing a corporation with the financial backing and the financial power of a Marvel Studios or Marvel Incorporated, you better have your fucking ducks in a row. Otherwise, you're for sure not going to do anything because they've got a boardroom full of lawyers just sitting around waiting for some shit to jump off. Like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers are on
I don't know.
payroll just waiting for shit to happen.
I'd like to see where it goes, but I don't think anything's
I'm
gonna
interested
happen
in
with
checking it. I think they'll get a payout. I think honestly, Marvel's got so much fucking money. They're just going to pay these guys a couple $100,000, maybe $1 million to go away, and that'll be that. And that'll be it. But I do think that there's enough there that they'll probably settle out of court. Especially like Chris said, because if they can prove that they submitted their portfolio of previous works to Marvel and got hired by Marvel based on that portfolio, and that was one of the pieces, that's a pretty big chunk of evidence, I feel like, that, oh, look, you submitted this to our artistic directors, and then all of a sudden our design of Iron Man changed. Like, that's enough that they might just pay to make it go away, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, that's always inevitable in any kind of litigation.
See, the problem is I think they're going to fight it harder than that because, I mean, it's not like Marvel doesn't have the money to fight that, and I don't think they're going to want that kind of. You pay somebody to go away, and then like people look down on that. People don't say, oh, they must. People basically, you're opening the door for other people to do the same thing. So I honestly think that they fight it more aggressively than that.
I don't know. Let's try and
But I guess it depends on how true it is. Like if there's actually some truth to it, then maybe maybe they do pay him to go away.
Pirate, keep your eyes open. I'll do the same and see if we can't keep up with this and see what the outcome is. I'd be interested to talk about this one more time if we can get, if there's an outcome one way or the other. It'd be interesting to talk about. Let's see here. In other news, which is on the same page of the link that I sent you guys, 50 Cent would like to be a superhero in a Marvel movie. How about them apples?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah? How do you
Yeah,
feel about that,
good.
Mr. Marvel cinematic fanboy?
Good
What
for him.
superhero is he gonna play? What superhero? Give him something like Black Vulcan.
Did you say Black Vulcan? Is this a black
Yeah,
version of
he's a-
Spock?
No, he's a DC
Black,
hero.
do what?
Black Falcon?
No, Black Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Hold on,
like
I'm gonna.
like Spock, Vulcan.
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
I thought he said Falcon. I was like, didn't we already get a Falcon?
Yeah, I thought we already had a Black Falcon. Black Vulcan. I'm not sure that I've ever heard of.
He's not a Marvel character. It's a
He's DC character, yeah.
So how would he be a Marvel in a Marvel movie?
Well, did he say a Marvel superhero or did he say
Yeah,
just a superhero?
no, he said Marvel.
No, he said Marvel
Uh,
superhero.
Oh, I didn't get that part.
Yeah, Mr. Marvel fanboy.
I
Yeah,
can't think-
how about them apples?
Shit.
This is just poop. It's shitty
Just
poop.
poop.
Yeah,
Just
it
Giant,
is shitty
shitty
poop.
pile of poopy shit. Right
Yeah,
out of the
poop.
butthole
It's-
poop.
It is poopy cocky.
Yes. He deserved every bit of that and more.
Yeah, 50 Cent should stay what he does and make energy drinks.
I can't
And
wait
shitty
until
movies.
I cannot wait until the episode after Superman or Batman v Superman comes out. It's
It
gonna
is going to be
that
poopy.
will probably end up being like a 2.5 hour episode
I'm not.
of
I'm not-
righteous vindication against
Yeah.
Brian.
No, it's not. It's going to be righteous vindication against DC movies. I don't even know the plot of the movie. Well, who's the villain? I didn't get anything from the trailer. All I know is it's Dawn of Just Shit.
All right. Let's see here. Frank Miller is going to be releasing The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, coming this fall. Anybody interested in this?
Has anybody read the second one?
I was gonna say I heard about this, and my
have,
reaction was, "There's a 2?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you read the second one, Brian?
No. I heard
I,
I heard it was bad. It wasn't that great.
What were you saying, Pirate?
I started to read it. I think you let me borrow it or something like that. And
I didn't let you borrow it. I don't have that shit.
No. Oh, you had the Dark. Oh, maybe I
really
do have
don't.
it.
No, I have Dark Knight Returns, and then I have the one after that. What's the one after Dark Knight Returns?
That's the second one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh shit, I do have that. I've read half of it, and then I stopped reading it. 'cause
Yeah, I
didn't
started to
really
read
finish
it.
It's not that the book
Dark,
is
is it
bad.
Dark Knight?
Strikes Again. It's
Yeah,
called.
yeah, Dark Knight Strikes
Yeah,
Again.
Strikes Again.
It's not so much that it's the story is not bad. It's
Not as good.
The
I had higher
art, the art
expectations
really
for it.
pulls me out of it. To use Topher's phrase, it really, they admittedly don't focus on some certain panels, just because they felt that the art in that panel wasn't important. Here, Brian, talk about something for a moment. I'll grab the book and show you
Well-
what I'm talking about.
I really like poop. Poop is brown and it makes you feel good when it comes out. I really talking. See, with Doug out of the frame, the movie's gonna suck, and you all know it. Everybody out there in Universe Land.
What did he just say?
I was
Nothing.
talking about poop.
Oh. So there's some, like, here's the take on Wonder Woman from the book. We'll just let me so kind of okay-ish, but then there's other panels that are literally, like, some of them are just like half drawn with like no descript detail whatsoever.
What do you mean by half drawn? Like there's like lines missing?
Yeah, like facial features missing and stuff. The level of detail that is put into the panel is determined by basically Frank Miller's, like, opinion of how important the panel is. Like, that's Superman.
Hold on, I need to enlarge you.
Okay, so I mean, you can see, like,
Oh wow. What
yeah,
the fuck?
like, you can see, like, there's literally no detail there. If it wasn't for the laser beams coming out of his eyes, you wouldn't know that that was Superman.
So would you say that
Laser
it was
beam.
made just for a follow-up?
No, it's
Just to make more money?
It really is. No, it really is.
No,
a
because
pretty good.
it was made like 10, 15 years later. It was made in like 99 or 2000.
It was made after September 11 happened during when he was writing this, and it's actually in here. Like there's stuff that pertains to the reaction of some superheroes and stuff in the book.
So it's like fucking 15 years
yeah,
later.
it's
then.
much later. It's not.
Huh. And then like 15 years later, he's going to come out with another one.
Well, there you go.
He's on fucking
He's like on
setting
that.
himself up for.
He's like on that Dr. Dre plan.
Yeah.
He's gonna have some headphones next. So I mean, I don't know. Like the story, like I said, the story's not bad, but the art is so distracting at some points that it's just like, fuck, this is hard to read. You know, it's not like I remember the first time Pirate Let Me Borrow Dark Knight Returns, and I couldn't
Oh, I had
fucking
to-
put it down. I
had
read
to
it in
force
like
you to it.
yeah. He had to force me to read it, and then when I read it, I read the whole fucking book in like 3 hours.
Eat it. Read it.
I mean, that's
Read it!
basically what it was. It was like that.
I was like, dude, you have to read this. You have to.
yeah, it was.
He's like, well, I can't get into the art. Fuck you, read it.
Yeah, the art in that one was also not great, but it was
It was
better
gritty.
than this one. All right, here's a bit of news that I know Topher will like. Topher is a fan of cruises. Topher is also a fan of Star Wars. There is a Disney cruise ship that has remodeled a portion of its boat to resemble the interior of the Millennium Falcon.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's fantastic. You know, I actually went
Do
on a
it.
couple of Disney cruises when I was in high school. My parents took us on a couple of Disney cruises, and they were actually a lot of fun. I don't know how much fun they'd be.
Did you dance with the princess?
adult, but, I mean, if there's going to be a Millennium Falcon interior, then maybe I need to look into that
Maybe
again.
we should figure out a way to go on that cruise and podcast from the motherfucking boat.
All right, who's gonna be Chewie?
How fucking cool would that be? Let's just be honest for a second. How fucking cool would that be if the four of us were podcasting from the interior of the Millennium Falcon?
John's gonna.
Why
be
do we even
Princess
talk
Leia.
about these things? Because there's no way it's gonna happen. Like it's
Cruises
so
are not
depressing. to
cruises
think
are
about.
not expensive though.
All four of us aren't gonna
You'd
take
be
a fucking
surprised.
cruise.
Nah, dude, I've been on several cruises.
All four of us
Dude,
are gonna
I
be
can't-
drunk on
no.
a cruise ship. That's bad.
Dude, I
Dude,
can't
it's just not
even
gonna happen.
I can't get you to go out to lunch with me for $7. Like you're not going on a fucking cruise. It's not happening.
I've been on
I'm
cruises.
calling
Are you
it
talking
right
about?
now.
Are you talking about pirate? I've been on cruises.
me and Doug are gonna
I've been to
dress up
fucking. I've been to fucking Jamaica. I've been to Mexico. Been to the
down by the
Caribbean.
beach.
Yeah, when have you done it since you bought your house?
No,
Yeah.
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
Besides, who's gonna take care of your lawn while you're gone on a cruise?
I don't know. Maybe I should call your police buddies and see if they'll take care of it. For you. They seem to be pretty interested in your inability to take care of your lawn.
Kicking down your doors and shit.
They did. They pulled his
Dragging
ass out of the.
motherfuckers
They
out of
pulled his
bed.
ass out of the fucking shower and fucking arrested him.
Did he tell the
The
story?
shower. I'm not in the shower.
No, but it makes for a better story.
I-
Hey,
I love how
officer.
the
If
story
you can,
changes
if you,
every
hey, if
time.
he can
We're-
fucking exaggerate, so can I.
We already
not my
told the
fault he
story
was-
on the
it's not
podcast
my-
once.
It's not my fault that. It's not my fault he was in his shower just playing with his butthole a little bit.
Hey, officers, you here to mow my lawn?
See, Brian saw
I just-
Brian was there. He saw it.
Okay,
He
apparently
probably looked at him like, I just got done. I just got
done
doing
mowing this lawn.
I'm the watcher.
I
can
can't.
monitor.
I can't mow that lawn. I just finished mowing this lawn.
Check out my runway strip.
And then they took him to the police station in the back of the car naked.
I just trimmed my tree trunk.
Story over. Okay. In other news, outside of Topher's bush,
Did we just write fan fiction for Comic Book Nerd Nation?
I think we did.
pretty much.
I don't think that anybody's going to be surprised about this. Age of Ultron is already breaking box office records overseas. $44.8 million in just 2 days in only 26 markets.
That's what I call a movie.
I don't think anybody's really going to be shocked by that, but I did see a newspaper article that came out in I think it was USA Today. I read it when I was in the airport earlier this week. They were making the case that Avengers Age of Ultron, the way it was made, was too much of a good thing. Like, it was like too much of all the stuff that you look forward to in the movie, and it took away from the movie itself. I don't know. Obviously, none of us have seen the movie, so I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
I don't understand why it's out overseas first. Why not here?
That happens a
Different
lot.
time zones. It comes out earlier.
Days earlier? I don't know if you understand how time zones work, but
It's usually
There's
like
not.
24.
You can't go anywhere in the world and it be a week ago. I know that
that's
for sure.
International Dateline. If you fly around the world and you cross it multiple times, it's like 3 days
Yeah,
from
no,
now.
that's still not how that works.
But a movie theater is not on a plane; it's stationary.
Yeah.
No, the guy delivering the movie to the movie theater might have been on that
So,
plane.
so he's got to make like 4 laps and
Yeah,
then
make,
drop
like,
the
fucking-
motherfucker
Yeah.
off.
10 laps, counterclockwise.
It's still the same exact time where he lands. Like, motherfucker, wait a minute, I'm so confused about this.
Oh my god.
Were there snakes on that plane?
You need to read
Fucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
you need to read more X-Men comics so you can understand this alternate timeline thing. Time
Yeah,
travel.
this whole
No.
time travel situation.
Mhm.
I'm not going to subject myself to that.
Just
Marvel
watch
Comics.
Days of Future Past
X-Men
like 3
physics.
times. You'll get it.
So
Do I have to watch?
Kitty Pryde
If I
touch
watch
my
Days
brain.
of Future, yeah. If I watch Days of Future Past 3 times, do I end up 3 times back further in the timeline?
Yes. Now you're getting it.
Is that how that works?
Now
Okay.
you're getting it.
You have to watch it 3 times to undo the 3 X-Men movies.
Oh, that is a good point.
Did you like First Class, Topher?
Yeah. As I really enjoyed it as a movie, it saddened me that it was not that it didn't take off of the X-Men First Class comic book that was actually incredible and was really fucking good, and they instead just threw in random people for the movie. Like, I don't get me wrong, I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah,
I
I
just
liked
thought
it.
their character selection was kind of off. Like, I don't know why you would do
Darwin.
X-Men First Class and not use the people that were actually in X-Men First Class.
I don't read X-Men, but I liked that movie. That's one of my favorites, probably.
Like I said, it
Days
was a
of
good
Future Past
movie.
was
It's
really
just-
good, too.
I thought like it had nothing to do with the comic book.
All right, let's talk about this on air. So hopefully it'll stick this time. When are we going to do a motherfucking movie roast? I want to do a movie roast.
I've been trying to get this to happen since like episode 10.
I know. It's been a
Somebody
while.
check in on that.
Does everybody
reschedule it.
does everybody here have Batman and Robin?
I'm busy that day. Oh,
No,
Yes.
but I could probably find it. It's probably on demand somewhere.
I'm sure it is. Topher, do you have Batman and Robin?
He's staring at the picture.
No,
you
I
can go to
don't.
Walmart and buy that bitch with all of the other like Batman
probably
1,
give it to you.
Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin
So-
for $10.
And then they'll probably
So-
slap you for buying it.
So we're roasting it because it's terrible, right?
Yes.
Then why
So
don't we do
I should
X-Men
spend
Origins?
money on a terrible movie? Is what you're saying?
Well, it comes with 3 other movies.
Then it's
Uh,
just as terrible.
Which is less terrible.
Yeah, Batman 1 is definitely less terrible than Batman.
I said
and Robin.
I said Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah, Batman and Forever is even less terrible than Batman and Robin.
Chill out.
Batman Forever wasn't that bad.
That's
What
I'm
killed the
saying.
dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age. We need to do this.
That's the one. Wait, which Batman and Robin is the one with Mr. Freeze,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
All right, so okay,
Okay, that's the
here
one,
it
okay.
is. 2 weeks.
Oh,
Two
I had
weeks
those
from
mixed
today. 2 weeks from today, we're gonna roast Batman and Robin. Next week is Free Comic Book Day, and then after that, we're gonna roast Batman and Robin. It's gonna be hilarious. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have a
want to
great
roast my
time.
balls.
Is it going to be a
That's-
two-parter?
We'll probably divvy it up into 2 parts. Yeah,
You heard it here first,
We should
folks.
we should
you
do
did
it
here
if
first.
we're going to do it. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's about it for this week. Next week, we're going to have a live episode, myself and Topher, Free Comic Book Day. Make sure you guys go out, support your local brick and mortar. Check out the Free Comics Secret Wars, issue 0. Is that correct?
Yep.
Is going to be coming out. Bunch of other stuff. I haven't even looked at the list yet. I just got back in town. Yeah, that's it. I'm Fox 2. We got Pirate.
Everyone have a wonderful week, end to end. Yes, have a wonderful one.
That was fucking terrible. Topher.
I think he was implying that to have a wonderful week, you have to go end to end, which I think is some sort of butt play reference.
Butt play reference?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Sold.
Pirate likes to go end to end.
Topher wins.
All right,
And the whole mother effing Brian.
I don't know how to follow up to that, but I'm just gonna say goodbye, au revoir.
That was your weakest outro in like 20 weeks. Fuck you for that.
I like poop.